Hi, it's Will from stormthecastle.com, and here on YouTube you know me as Epic Fantasy, and this is my latest tutorial. This is how to make a rolling paper theater, where you can tell a little story on a paper theater. Isn't that fun? What a fun project. You don't need a whole lot to do this. One sheet of foam board, you can even do it with cardboard. To download the template, I give you all the parts on how to make it, and in this video I'll show you how to make it step by step. And this is a little storytelling device, so you can write out a little story, and I even give you the aids right here in the template. Look, you write out each scene, 1 or 2 sentences per scene, so you know the story. Draw out some quick sketches of what it's going to look like, just like they do in Hollywood, and then put those on the strip of paper that goes in your theater.
Dioramas, origami, catapults, and trebuchets, telescopes, terrariums, bonsai trees, and paper games, swords and shields, and real blacksmithing, rattle rockets, animation. I teach the art of real creation. StormTheCastle.com. Let's make something.
Okay, so start out with a sheet of foam board, and you don't need a whole lot. You could even do this with cardboard. Print up the template, and then you want to transfer all those pieces to your foam board. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can actually use a blunted pencil to draw out those lines, which causes an indent in the foam board, and then you can remove the paper and see those indents and draw out the lines. Or you can just read the dimensions on the template and draw out those pieces on the foam board. Either way, that's comfortable for you. But I'll show you real quick here what I did is I read the dimensions and then just drew out the pieces. So we do is now there's all the pieces, 6 pieces, the spindle pieces, the spindle caps, and the hand crank. So go ahead and cut those pieces out. And if you're cutting foam board, let me show you how to do it. The best way to cut foam board is to make 3 passes. The first pass cuts paper. Second pass you press harder, you cut the foam. Third pass you press harder and you cut the bottom layer of paper. Because foam board is 3 layers. So 1, cut the paper. 2, press harder, cut the foam. 3, press harder and cut the bottom layer of paper, and that's it. So go ahead and cut all those pieces out. I know this is a fun project, if you want. It's a storytelling project is what it is. It's a little aid for telling stories. So take the top and bottom pieces, and we're going to use a rounded pencil as our axle for the whole project. So you're going to have to sacrifice a pencil for this project. So take that pencil you're going to use, or you could use a wooden dowel if you have it, and punch holes in the 4 spots like you see here. Let's glue the whole thing together. And notice that this is the video I shot here is an earlier version. I ended up doing 3 different versions of it to get it to work just the way I wanted it to. But I'll show you what I mean. We'll put the box together. It's really simple. The bottom, the front, the back, and then the sides. And this is what I mean when I show you the sides. My sides don't have any openings in them. See this? I ended up taking those off and replacing them. They have holes in them so you can access the sheet of paper to spool it in. And but that's okay. The template is correct. It has the access holes on the sides. See, so yours looks a little bit different, and yours is correct. We want to get at that paper, that rolling spindle. I'll show you that. You'll see more. So go ahead and cut out the spindle pieces. There are 4 of them. And then make 2 assemblies like this. And you glue them together. Make them nice and even. And then glue the spindle caps on each end. So you end up with this. There you go. There's 1 spindle. That kind of neat. It's like a paddle wheel on a boat, a paddle boat, right? So now your rounded pencil, let's make the axle of the project, or dowel. Cut 3 pieces that are about a 1/2 inch long. And you can actually do this with scissors too. And 1 piece that's about 1.5 inches long for the hand crank. And then glue them in. Cut out a hole in the center of the spindle caps and glue them in. And let me show you one little trick here. Is that any excess glue, whether it be hot glue or regular white glue, Make sure you wipe it away because it could get in the way of the operation. I'll show you, I think, on this one right here. Could get in the operation as you're cranking it. You don't want a big glob of glue like that. It can get in the way and cause the theater to not function right. So smooth it out there. Do that on all four of them. Try to get that spindle nice and straight. There we go. Let's do the other one. I like this little device. I should do more mechanical projects. Let me know if you want me to do more mechanical foam board projects. I have some that are really popular. Wizard's Orrery is a popular one. How to make an actual pendulum clock is another foam board project I have that's very popular. I do like these moving projects. And now let's do the hand crank, the axle for the hand crank. Oh, and if you have ideas for a foam board moving project you want me to do, let me know. I have more ideas too. See, wipe away the excess so it spins smoothly inside the box. But I think you probably can do this project in a couple hours, maybe less. The fun part of this project is the story, and that's what this is all about. Telling a story in a unique and unusual way. So put the spindle like this, and the spindle with the long hand crank axle on it goes on the left side there. That's kind of important because of the direction of the theater motion. Then put the top on and glue it on. Check them to make sure everything works good. Everything spins freely and clearly. I like it. So now put on the hand crank. First glue in a little, oh, I didn't think of that. That's actually another piece of pencil you have to cut. So cut yourself another piece of pencil, maybe about an inch. And then glue that onto the long axle. See, and there you go. You have a functioning paper theater. Miniature version. So now would you call this? The film, the story script. What would this be called? What do you think the name of this piece of paper would? Is this the film, the screen? But I've created this box so the dimensions are kind of easy for paper. With regular printer paper, all you have to do is cut it in half. You bifurcate that paper. So with 8.5-inch paper, measure it 4 1/4 and cut it in half. And that is the height of the script. And then tape a bunch of them together. And do this as long as you want, depending on how many frames in your story you want to tell. And I'm going to show you a little bit more about that because I give you everything you need right here in the template. I think I did 4 here. 1, 2. Then I added a couple more. One. Now, the different scenes. Measure 2 inches from the end to get yourself started. That way you have enough room to tape it to the spindle, and then every 5 inches. Every scene is 5 inches. That's what's the opening of the box is. 5 inches. 5 inches, 5 inches, 5 inches, etc., etc. And each one you will draw a new scene on it. So now let's take a look at the other stuff I have in the template for you. I have this little script here. So you write out each scene, a sentence or two, something happens, something happens. Then we move to this scene. Then this happens, then that happens. Write out as many as you want as you need to tell your story. So from there you have the kernel of the idea. Now do a quick sketch on the storyboard, just like they do in Hollywood, of each scene, what it will look like. Now you've got a firm idea of what your story is, and what each scene looks like, you can go ahead and draw those on your script. Script is the wrong word. I can't think of what you would call this, on your film. Draw it out, have some fun with this, use colored markers, crayons, pencils, colored pencils, anything you want. Oh, in my next video, I'll do this and I'll show you that's my story. Now let's put it in the box and see how the box is different now. It has those holes cut out on the side. That's the correct way. You have that in the template. Feed it through and tape it to the spindle and tape it nice and tight so it doesn't come off. Use plenty of tape. And then roll it up. Hey, if you make one of these, be sure to send me a picture or tell me your story that you put in yours. It'd be fun. Send me an email. So wrap it up. Now, I'm putting it in blank, but yours has a story on it. Roll it all the way in and then tape it onto the hand crank spindle. And I'll show you that. And that's it. So like I said, now here I'm going to tape it on. Like I said, now my next video is I will do a story on my film strip, and that'll be my next video. So hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell so you can be notified that I've posted another video. Hey, look through my stuff. I have 1,000 videos, all kinds of creative and interesting projects. There it is. Is that fun? Come on, you can't. For $1, cost you $1 for a sheet of foam board at Walmart.
Thanks for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing to my channel. If you're not a subscriber, hit that button. I always have lots of fun and interesting and very creative projects. I do 2 new ones every week. As an example, here's a couple more videos you might want to watch.